All right, so I just did a video explaining the Tijuana taxi wars, where I walked around in the middle of August 2022 after all this fake BS went through the whole media. My son's mom texted me and was like, "Are you under the curfew?" I'm like, "Dude, let me send you a video where it's 11:30 and I'm walking through Revolution." Okay, understand that Tijuana, you think it's big, but it's tiny. Okay, now and let me explain the Tijuana taxi cartel, and it's not gonna be all ringy dingy and narcos like on Netflix that you think it is. But I'm gonna explain to you the history of the taxi cartel and why these people are in a feud and how sometimes they do beat the hell out of each other and burn each other's taxis up, okay? Let's start from the beginning, from when I first started coming to Tijuana back in the day. You used to be able to come to Tijuana and park and walk across for like $3 parking, okay? That got annihilated and they redid the entire border in San Isidro, which is San Diego border crossing, okay? The border crossing got redid and basically got funneled into just the San Isidro border crossing, okay? And so that became prime real estate. And the taxi amarillos, yellow taxis, got that for many years after they did the remodeling, right? And so they were in a bottleneck and they were able to get the American dollars, the people that came through the border, because Tijuana is based on a few things. They're based on the border crossing with the taxis and getting back to the border from Central, which is downtown, which is Revolution, and maybe Plaza Rio, and maybe the Playas, but not really. They're basically based on people coming from America, bringing American dollars, and that's why that prime real estate is very important. And this is why they will cut and backstab each other and create all kinds of noise to get each other removed, okay? Now, take this in mind. The Amarillos, this is how they lost their prime real estate, okay? They got too cocky. They got too confident because they were making the American dollars, they were making the money, and they were tricking Americans all over the place. It should have only been about $3, $4, $5 to get you down to Central because it's only like a 5-minute jaunt. But they were charging Americans $25, $20, $30, and Americans were just so stupid. They're like, okay, it's fine. There's 5 of us. That's what they would do. They get you in the taxi, and then they drop you off, and they'd be like, well, there's 5 people, so that's $25, $5 a person. You know, they should be like, how much is it? $5. And then you go, okay, well, there's 4 or 5 of you. And they go, no, it's $5 a person. They would trick you. They were so scandalous. They would harass and everything. And then finally their karma bit them in the ass because some LA Dodger fans, look it up, came down and they got in a fight and they recorded it. And they beat the hell out of those Dodger fans, put them in the hospital. And as a reaction, because there is a transportation police, because there is a police, and because it got into American headlines, American news, and they talked about, and they had the videos, so they had to do something, so they dispersed the yellow taxis. But they didn't disperse them. They broke up the company, the union, because there are unions. And all that happened was, what used to happen is used to be like, oh, we can walk past the Amarillos and go to the Libre across the street. Those two would feud. I've seen them flip over taxis and all set them on fire. This is why it's nothing new to me. This is 10 years and 11 years ago, 13 years ago. This has been going on for a long time. That's why I say it's a family feud. So you go to the Libres. What happened? The Libres got the contract. Okay? And then flash forward, Uber shows up. All right, we're going through the history, and they didn't know what to do. And what happened with the Uber is these people have stakes and basically territory, just like a gang, just like a cartel. And when the Uber started inching in, the Libres started getting ghetto because they started getting the money, the American dollars, and they started smashing the windows. I couldn't even get dropped off in an Uber at certain places. They'd have to drop me off of 2-3 blocks over, and they would smash the window. They would cut the tires. They would dent the car. They would do all kinds of crazy things, okay? So they started to show their thing. Now, Corona comes. People get laid off. They're not coming because a lot of people work in San Diego in the service industry, in the restaurants, in the bars, and that got shut down. And a lot of people got laid off and were on unemployment, so people weren't crossing as much. Now, flash forward to now in 2022, where the workforce is coming back and more people are coming, right? And now we have this new taxi company that I noticed. It's called Taxi Baja California. They have the contract at the border, and I noticed the Libre have the Zona Norte, which is downtown, but they're mad because they lost that contract. Okay, these are still the Amarillo, these are still the Libres, because when the Amarillo lost the yellow taxis, when they lost it, all they did was paint their taxi Libre and join that union. And so these people had like vendettas. This is the war. This is the cartel. And they're our war for money. It's all for money. It's all to get that prime real estate. Because other than Central, especially at night, other than downtown, which is Central, which just means downtown, other than those prime real estates, you're not going to make much money. You're going to be out in Tijuana picking up groceries and doing other things, okay? And that's where the route taxis come in. That's where the colectivo, the camionetas, the buses, okay? Because they're there. So now they want to kick them out because there's a new taxi in town, and they were probably used to getting the taxis, the people coming home at night to just go home because they were just tired, they had a job. But now the normal work crew is coming back. The kids that have jobs, you know, washing dishes and doing whatever they're doing, working at Walmart or working at the restaurant, bartenders, servers, the service industry are coming back. And some of them don't mind paying $5 to $10. Now add in 2022, the gas prices post-COVID. Okay, with Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, cutting the gas lines off. Now the taxis have to charge more, but the people that know the prices aren't going to pay it. So they're getting on the buses, they're getting on the collectivos, they're getting on the route taxis instead of paying that ridiculous price. They don't mind doing that because some of these people have to take a route taxi to a route taxi to another route taxi just to get to the beach or some other ridiculous area. This is the nightly struggle. And these people know it, and they want to put a stranglehold on it. These cartels are the taxi cartels. Welcome to something you never knew about. So sometimes when you see a car or something burning and you see the news focusing on it, ask yourself, is this a taxi war or is this real? Because sometimes these dudes just get upset because they're just dealing with stress, and it's called road rage. And that happens a lot. And these people have feuds. They know where each other lived. They used to be Amarillo. Now they're Libre. Now they're Baja Taxi. Now they're Camionetas. It's the same people. They didn't just leave when the Amarillos got broke up. They didn't just leave when the Libres. They just repainted their car and became another part of a cartel. And that, my friends, is the taxi cartel of Tijuana. Sorry, it doesn't sound all cool with the drugs and shoot them up and smuggling drugs across the border with all kinds of coyotes and human trafficking and all the stuff that you've been told. No, that's the new hustle, which is the old hustle, which is the same hustle. That's it. All right, with that being said, peace out.